please don't hit pipe. Ruben, give this a sniff. I've touched that on my nose. I'm halfway to being a plumber now. He's got my fancy little laser pointer. I think he needs his own stickers personally. That stinks. You're laughing, it's not funny. Morning guys, welcome back to another episode of Artisan Electrics where we're getting straight into it. I've seen on the job description for this job that Ruben's got to crawl underneath the floor, but I'm looking at this and I'm thinking I can sometimes be cruel. I don't think I'm cruel enough to send Ruben under there because it is extremely claustrophobic and I don't think it's necessary. I think I can rod. However, one thing I will point out, we're supposed to be drilling round from here. I don't know if you can show them in there. So we're not using that board there. Got my fancy little laser pointer. Thank you very much, Climb. We're not coming out of that board there. We're putting in another board, which isn't actually arrived yet, but it's on its way. And when that comes, I'll show you that, because that's really cool, actually. But was thinking of drilling through like they have there, popping the other side of the wall and running it through. However, once bitten, twice shy. I'll stick the camera under the floor and show you exactly why I'm not going to be drilling like that. Don't know if you can see that there. See where they follow the laser pointer out to there. That's all pipework leaning against the back of that wall. Once bitten, twice shy. And all of this pipework here on the right runs down and connects onto that HEP, and it's tight against the wall, so there's not a chance that you're going to find this boy drilling that wall without very, very thoroughly checking that there's nothing on the other side. But this is a bit of a dream cable route, really. It sounded like it was going to be really complicated, and I didn't do the survey, but actually it looks quite easy. I'm going to get this route sorted and punch it through. We've got Ruben outside, who is mounting the charger and doing all of that side of it. And I'm going to try and do the faffy side of it. I think the other side of the consumer unit is literally here, because the toilet room ends about there. What I'm wondering is how they've got that cable through. Maybe actually, no, because there's a wall there going down to the floor. It's actually trickier than it looks, to be fair. I thought that was going to be a super easy little cable route there. But this wall goes all the way down underground. I wonder what how the construction of old British houses, which are built extremely well, compares to like American houses and that kind of thing. Because even in new builds it's changed so much with block and beam and that kind of stuff. But I do wonder how it is, because you get used to the construction of the houses in your company and what the routes are and that kind of thing. I know a lot of houses in some parts of the world are built up like off the floor, raised enough that you can crawl underneath and do everything, or even better, they have an attic with no ceiling so you can run stuff around. But it's not really like that here. Here, a lot of places have like block and beam type thing where you have, can't remember the name of them, but walls running along and then beams going and then blocks laid inside those beams. And sometimes you can get underneath the block and beam if it's not been screeded and things in areas, but it's very rare. Sometimes these, that's definitely not a sporting wall, but some of these walls, that side is, go all the way down to the floor underground, and they'll have joists laid across them. So I'll show you in a minute when I put the camera under there, because I just stuck my head under there. It just means if I want to rod, I'm probably only going to get as far as this. I'll be able to get a rod through that. I can also see a ton of junction boxes. I reckon I'll get a rod through that actually, mate. Yeah, let's go get some rods. You know, in an office you have those removable tiles that you get where you can lift it up and get to the containment and things. I always think something like that inside a house would be quite cool. You could get it with any finish, you know, there's nothing to stop you getting like removable parquet or removable laminate or tiles, whatever you want, but just have it so that even every few you can lift it up and have access underneath your house to cableways and have like cable basket or tray or something like that underneath your floor for the plumbing, mechanical, electrical, and then if you ever want to add something or remove something, you don't have to rip your house to shreds. I think something like that would be awesome. I think it just makes sense. The thing is, like, technology is moving faster than houses are being rebuilt. Something like Cat 5, that was breaking news.
now, like Cat 7 and whatever's next, well, I imagine Cat 8, it's moving so quick. So I think rather than have to chop up your house every time there's an increase in tech, cool just to be like, right, pull that out, pull this one in, pull that one out, put that one in. And you could say, oh, we'll run it in Copex and things, but even then that doesn't really help that much because your needs change as well. In old houses you go to, some of them are wired in conduit, but they only have one socket for every bedroom because that's what's needed, or 2 sockets for each room because that's all that was needed at the time. Now everything's running off of it. So you can't really predict it, but if you have something like this everywhere, a raised floor or something, it's fantastic. But hey, that's one of the many "if I ruled the world" statements, so probably will never happen, but it would be nice, wouldn't it, for electricians and tradesmen.
See why it... No, it's just there is a hole, but it's too small, and I really want to try and avoid drilling if I can, because I know I will just go blast straight into them pipes because I'm a donkey. I've got a route there. You can't really see what it is, can you? Oh, I pulled it back so I can film it. Now I've lost it. There was a white pipe. There it is, there it is, there it is. That is a nice EV Ultra sized gap right there. There's a couple of wooden beams and they've drilled nice little pipe sized holes for their pipes. Put up presumably when the floor was up, so there's not actually a gap that can rod. Don't like it. No, I can't do it. If I hit that pipe, I'm not going to be able to repair that, the other side of the wall. I can't get into anything, it's all completely sealed. 325. So we're coming out behind there, potentially. Yeah, so we are inside the cupboard, I think. I'm going to drill higher, that's what I'm going to do. Please don't hit pipe. Let's just find the stopcock. Do you mind if I find your water stopcock before I drill? Just in case. I'm looking for the stopcock because I'm pretty certain that gap is free of pipework, but I just can't guarantee it and I'm not sure, and I really don't want to repeat of week before last, so. Gonna see where that's come out, Ruben. Can't actually see it. That's a good sign. No idea where that's come out. Maybe I just need to go through another skin. While Ruben's having a lovely chat with the neighbours, doing some networking, I've still been struggling on with this route. I've kind of been taking my time with it a little bit because the cable hadn't arrived yet, but the cable's just arrived now, so I really want to get it through. So I've got him to wire it in that side and start clipping it back around the house, and I'm going to find this little leg here. I've tried my absolute hardest to do it with no damage, but there's just so much obstruction in the way and so many pipes, and I just cannot risk hitting a pipe. I really don't fancy doing that. So instead, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut that there as neatly as possible, take that off, multi-tool through the ply behind, drill into the bathroom, and once I'm in the bathroom, I'll chase out a little bit along and then pop into the board cupboard and I'll just fill it all, and I'll just have to do a tiny bit of painting. It's kind of annoying, but I think that's the only way around that I see it getting through without hitting a pipe or a soil pipe or something that I don't want to go through. Let me just explain to camera why this is such a tricky cable route, because I know I'm going to have 100 keyboard warriors saying, oh, you should have done it this way, should have done that way. Trust me, I've tried every way. The wall for the inside cupboard ends about here, right? So the other side of this is all that outside room. The cupboard in that room starts here. So I can't drill at an angle, I can't drill under the floor because there's a million pipes, loads of beams. So my only choice that I can see that's reasonable is pop out of the wall into this room, chase a little bit of the wall just above the skirting, and as I've done there, drill now into that cupboard. So let's see where we've come out. Yeah, perfect. There we go. So I've come out on the toilet support, just there, so that's where I've wanted to come out. So now I'll widen that out, I'll get a spade bit, widen that out, drill down under the floor, rod across, and Bob's your uncle. Okay, that's the air brick there. Oh mate, this is why you double check. That's the air brick there, that's the hole, that's pipework there. Whether or not that's live, I don't know, but I don't really intend on finding out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill from the inside out with a really small, like 8mm bit. It shouldn't blow or pop anything. And then I'll drill with a bigger one in from outside. And then that cable can literally just run underneath the floor, back to the board, and then that's our route sorted. I don't know, where has that even come from? On my hand, have I got it on my nose? Have I got it on my nose? Give it a smell. That's definitely poo. I've touched that on my nose. Ah! Oh mate, I'm halfway to being a plumber now. That's green, that's fresh. It must be under here, unless they've had an animal under here. Like, that's quite a big sized turd though, isn't it? Maybe it's just mud. No mate. That literally makes me want to dry heave, mate. They're Reuben's now, flipping heck. Reuben, give this a sniff.
Doesn't look good.
Just give it a sniff, because I don't know if I'm being paranoid. Look. Does that smell like turd to you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, for goodness sake. Where has that come from? You're laughing, it's not funny. There's poo on my nose now. I'm literally a brown nose. That stinks. Flipping Richard III left on my... Yes, I'm not wearing any defenders, but I'll sooner get tinnitus than die of some poo-borne disease, catch like English Ebola. I've drilled through the brick. I'm on the last layer now. I can feel I'm at the render, so I've turned my hammer mode off my drill. My plan is to pop out that way with the 8mm, so I know exactly where I'm coming out, and then drill back in this way with my larger bit. No, I don't actually see where I've come out there.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, up here. Wrong one. Oh, see, it's still popped a little bit. That's the trouble with Pebble Dash. Oh well, the hole that I'm drilling here is kind of wider than the pop anyways, but it keeps it to a minimum, doesn't it? There we go, through. It's the cable route done. Right, so update. The cable is into the building. I think the reason why I'm so like limbed is because, with a B, it's because I'm maybe, I don't know. I've got out of the habit of working into houses, which is no excuse, because I've been back now working for Jordan, mostly doing domestic, for like over a year. So there's literally no excuse. I'm just a bit of a numpty. Reuben's just chasing that out now in the other room, and then I'm hoping that now I can literally have this ready to feed through to him. There we go. That feels promising. Lovely jubbly. So once he's ready with that cable, I can then slide that in there, get it into position and screw it on so it's a bit tighter than just having that one nail, because at the minute there's nothing behind that side to support it. But I've tried to do a really clean cut. I've cut it with a Stanley knife and then cut it with my multi-tool. So that should then slide in there once those screws are in, because they've kind of already put like a little countersink in there for me. You shouldn't even notice, hopefully, that I've ever cut it. Or if you have, then call it an access panel. Yeah, you've done a really good job.
She's done.
That's difficult chasing behind there, and it's all crumbling out. It's nice and neat. Yeah, see, I've just sort of pushed it into that little void, and then it
Oh, right, yeah.
just disappears. Happy days. Fantastic.
Oi, oi. Chuck a couple cans in the freezer. So I've sent our cameraman off to go get some bits and pieces for us. Yeah, so my theory of being able to replace the cameraman with a tripod has actually come true. Let's see if I can set a mirror up. How cool would it be if I had the skill and knowledge to put a mirror up and you could all see yourself sitting there at home? I don't have the skill and knowledge, but you can see yourselves. That's what I can see right now. Pretty cool. I find it hard on days like today. With YouTube, it can be quite tiring because you're working for a lot of critics. I think there are a lot that watch for educational purposes, but I think nowadays, more and more so, our audience is vastly becoming people watching for entertainment, and so they expect it from you. It's like the gladiators. We want more. What's tricky is the worse it is for me, the better it is for you. No one wants to watch the episode. Well, actually, hopefully there's a couple. I don't put everyone in the same boat. But very few people want to watch the episode of Artisan Electrics. Corey has a really ordinary, nice, pleasant day. The sky is blue. He finished work early and he got ice cream. It's lovely for me, but it's not great content. But I don't really want to be going through pipes or crashing vans or breaking my back. But sometimes life is quite dull. You're watching a 20-minute snapshot of an 8-hour day. From my end, I don't get more hours in the day. Yeah, you've got to get the job done, but you've also got another 4 hours to shoot the video. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. You're doing the electrical task at hand at the same time as filming a video. And sometimes balancing them both is very tricky. My plea is, in the comments, comment what videos you actually want to see for the channel moving forward. What videos you want to see, and also what you actually want to learn. And then we're not guessing it, and then it's less likely we get wrong. Flipped rolls. Ruben, day before yesterday, I got him doing all the testing and stuff on the job, and it was absolutely fine. I think, to be honest, if we had a job with a nice straightforward consumer unit, because that's the only bit I'm concerned about really, is the safety side of him working in the consumer unit, and from a legal point of view as well, like with minimal supervision, what the crack is on that. I'm tidying up and I'm going to let this boy do all of the testing, because he's fine with it now. Which is not bad going for a first year apprentice, for your mentor to trust you doing all the tests. But for car chargers, it's R1 plus R2, installation resistance, ZE, RCD tests, PFC, PFCC, not really that much. And he can do them all, this boy. So I'm just going to get on tidying up. I've gone back, I've regressed in my career. So for the RCD test, so you've got your ZE, you've got your potential fault currents. Right. If you now find a neutral that corresponds, so do you know what neutral bar corresponds to that RCD on the right?
This one?
No, that's the main ones. If you follow the tails.
Oh, right, okay.
So it's the next one along. See all the circuits.
This one here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know it feels wrong to have loads flicking on and off, but actually when you're doing an RCD test, really you want to test it with all the loads connected. Live, so just take it off the top of one of the MCBs. What's your test meter set to?
That's a good thing.
Is it set to type A?
It is.
Okay, go for it.
So,
yeah, you have to take the cover off for that one.
Okay.
Right,
So we're finished. What a mission that was. It looked like such a simple cable route, but it was just a right pain in the end. Everything just didn't really line up to make anything easy. But we got there in the end. So come out the side of the consumer unit there, as you probably saw earlier. Come down, popped into the bathroom. It's all been filled in now, but I mean, I'm not a plasterer. They will definitely need to sand it and fill it a couple more times, but it's the best I can do. So that shoots along there into the cupboard, the other side of the wall. Been put back together again now, but that, what is now an access panel where I've cut that out, cable comes out behind there, pops down, and then goes out the wall there. So you can't actually see the cable inside, which personally I'm quite happy with. So this is the charger here, lovely, lovingly installed by Ruben. I think he needs his own stickers personally, lovely installed by Ruben. The cable comes around here, down through across the gate, and uphill into the house there. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it's been educational somehow. If there's anything specific you'd like to see inside the videos, then just whack it in the comments below, and we'll try and include that in the next video that we do. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one if you ever choose to brave watching us again. Take care.